Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 69 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. I have cleaned up this sorting system. Wow, this thing got really compact really fast. Boy, did we set up some cool stuff in here. So last episode we compressed everything down as best as we could, and I actually hooked up, it looks like 4 import buses. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one is underneath here. There we go, you can see it. And all told, we've got a pretty nice system. If I do get my quarry running here for a second, that should be enough. We'll see that the 4 import buses are pretty good at keeping up with the amount of items flying into the quarry. See, look how quickly they pull stuff out, like boom. So it's basically pulling out 4 stacks of stuff every second or so. So that's not bad at all. Like it's going to clear through there and kind of keep up pretty much just as well as the sorting machine would have. Yeah, look at that. Nice, right? So tons of cool stuff happening with our ender chest, importing items into the system. And then, of course, boom, looking over here, we've got this guy rolling. We've got the furnace cooking up stuff for us, everything that was a maceratable block, such as iron, and here we've got some tin, and over here we've got some copper, everything getting thrown into the furnaces, and then everything being stored in this little ME drive. However, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't entirely like the semi-drive. Like, it's nice having like this nice super compact storage, but there's just something about having a room full of chests that has all my stuff available to me right here. So I think I'm going to bring back the ME chest design, and I think I want it to use the pre-formatter here to kind of, keep everything pre-formatted. That's pretty much my plan. So I'm gonna, steal these items out of here in a second and probably replace the chests, which means I'm gonna have to run some cabling. So do I have some ME cables? I do. Good. We're gonna need to hook that stuff up. Shouldn't be too big of a deal because I don't know. To be honest with you, once we import all the items from here, like look at all the stuff we've got over in these chests, right? We've got a ton of items. I'm just concerned that this being the only interface that has all my items in it is just going to get a little bit of a hassle to manage. I mean, we're going to have to go in here and search for stuff. We're going to have to look up like, whatever in here and type around and all that stuff. And, we'll just have to mess around a little bit to get things going. So I'm thinking what I'd like to do, that's so cool, is maybe keep the chest design here, maybe in tandem with the disk drive thing. I'm not sure. I'm kind of gonna see how it goes. The disk drive is really nice for compactness, but I kind of like the idea of the chest. But then what we're gonna do is import all our items in these chests into another set of ME chests, and then I want to start getting going with the Autocrafting system. So there's this whole method of automatically crafting items with Applied Energistics, and we're gonna get taking a look at that right pretty much soon in this episode. So let me start by clearing out some space here. There we go. That'll do. And I want to get the ME chests place up here, but for now, what I want to do is grab the ME cabling and probably run it straight up to here. Like I said, I just kind of like the idea of having chests. I don't know why, don't ask me why, I just think chests are cool. So I could, if I really wanted to, probably do something like this. That ought to look pretty nice. And then we could even have like, a nice set of, close off the ceiling here so everything just kind of shoots straight up from there. That sounds nice, right? Yeah, I like the looks of that. So now we can put our ME chests back upstairs, if we can get up there. Hooray! And maybe just consider having items placed appropriately in here. So let's see. If I've got my ME chests laid out, yeah, see, that doesn't look half bad. I like it. So I will probably use the pre-formatter here to get things organized. So give me a minute, I'll be right back, and then might even want to create a couple more chests. We'll probably have a few on this wall and a few on this wall. And then in the back center of this room, we're going to build a giant multi-block structure, which is basically going to be our auto-crafting system. Sound like a plan? I thought you'd like it. All right, we'll be right back. All right, since there's a few things I'm going to want to craft here, why don't I show you guys the ME crafting terminal. Cool, awesome stuff right here. So we need one of those storage cells, no big deal. And we're also going to need an ME access terminal. So let's go ahead and make one of those. I need a conversion matrix here. Shouldn't be too big of a problem, right? So let's get going with it. So for this, we're going to need the conversion matrix. We're going to need one of them. Cool. And then we're going to need to make this guy. So that shouldn't be too big of a deal if I've got glass in there. I do. Nice. Cool. While I'm here, I can go ahead and make a quick crafting table. And we'll get the crafting interface ready to roll. So let's see here. I need one of these guys, actually. Storage cell. And then crafting terminal. Do I have everything I need for that? Oh, I'm missing something. Access terminal, storage cell. Must be missing either glass. Yes, glass. Do we have any glass? Do we not have any glass? That's not cool. Did I did. I pulverized up some glass. Cool. We'll even grab the gravel and put it in the system for now. That ought to be close. Oh no, wait, we do have glass. Alright, then I'm missing iron. Is that what I'm missing? Yeah, I'm missing iron. My bad. Well, that should be easy to get. Yoink. Ta-da! Crafting interface ready to go. And I think a nice place to put it would be right here next to our item interface. Now the crafting interface is very much like the item interface or the ME terminal, except it's got a crafting table in the bottom. How cool is that? Now I don't think I can look up recipes here. I don't think so. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to insert recipes from NEI into the crafting interface, but that would be really cool if you could. But what you can do is, like, for example, we can do this. We can get, for example, a little bit of wood. There we go. And now we've got the chest. And watch what happens to my wood planks here when I create a chest. Boom. It dropped down. It went to 611. Cool. So what happens is basically you are using the wood from the internal item storage here to make your stuff. How cool is that? I love it. So that's the plan. So the ME crafting terminal interface is a pretty nice way to craft items that are needed. Not bad, right? So I'm going to be crafting a few things here. What I really want to start off with, and the one downside to this is that you can't avoid typing in here. Let's see. Hang on a sec. Alright, so you can just click on the side here to get the recipes brought up, but unfortunately it doesn't recognize this as a crafting table, so you can't get the question mark here. So that's what I was trying to see if I could get to happen. But no big deal, at least we can look up the recipes. Cool. So let's go ahead and figure out how to make this next thing I want to make, the I/O port. We're going to need 2 of these disk drives, so it's a good thing that I made a chest or 2. Alright, so let's, I really would like to be able to insert the recipe in here, but no big deal. So we need 2 chests, right? And then what else do we need for the disk drive here? I/O port needs... Okay, cool. So let's get the chests out, and then we'll just do this. I think it'll be easier in here. I like this one better. So 2 of you and 2 of you. Boom. Cool. Now that we've got the ME drives, I want to make this nifty little gadget. So just one of these guys and one of these guys should be all that's required. And I've got an extra import bus for holding on to. So what the I/O port can do, and this is actually going to be pretty useful, is you can actually take stuff and send it from the I/O port straight into an available chest. So I want to start moving some of my stuff out and just, you know, kind of putting them back in chests. I like the chest format better. Again, don't ask me why. Personal preference. Just having a disk drive storing all my stuff I'm not thrilled with. Though I might eventually use that disk drive for some miscellaneous junk. That might be what I wind up using it for, to be honest with you. But let me figure it out. So I need probably a blank storage disk. So why don't I make one of those real quick? Alright guys, so I placed a blank storage cell in this chest, and I've got this nifty guy called the I/O port. And what he does is he will dump everything from the storage cell and transfer the data into the network. So if I give him a storage cell with stuff on it, like this one, it'll transfer everything into the network. However, I want to make sure that the network that I'm transferring stuff into can accept all these cool items. So let's do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the blank one out of here. I'm going to pre-format it. over here. So we've got the blank guy, we've got the pre-formatter, and I'm going to place down a storage chest right here temporarily so that I can access the items and transfer them one by one into the area here. So let's just grab a stack of like the first row of items. And we're going to pre-format this thing. All I got to do is left click in there. I don't think I can shift click, can I? No, I don't think so. So I'm basically saying these are all the items that are going to be allowed in this chest. Cool. So let me go do this real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, so what I've done is transferred all the stuff into the pre-formatter, and I'm going to label it gems and crystals. Cool. Format. Done. So this guy is pre-formatted now to only accept these items. So if I now come over here and take this thing out, we're going to put this guy right in here, the pre-formatted one, and he's not allowed to accept anything that's not a gem or crystal, at least defined by the pre-formatter. And then all I got to do is put this guy in here, and boom, everything got drained out. Where did it all go? Well, it should have emptied this disk and stored it all right in here. Cool. Nice, right? So we've got 31 types of items used. We've got 10,000. Awesome. And you can see it turned orange here because it's not allowed to accept any more types of items, because even though it's only using 31 out of 63, it's pre-formatted to only accept these items specifically. So keep that in mind. You must only have these items to be allowed in here. So that's why it turned orange on top. It's full of the different item types it's allowed to accept. Make sense? Cool. So I'm going to do this a little bit and I'll be right back. And here's my plants and mobs chest. Alright guys, I think I did a pretty nice job of sorting out my items. I've got all my gems and crystals and anything like that in this chest, though I don't think silverwood logs belong in here. I'm thinking I'll probably move them out. Yeah, I'm going to change this formatting. I don't like silverwood logs being in there. Remove that and format. Cool. Those all look pretty solid though. Cool. Silverwood logs can maybe go in the chest where I've got all my plants and stuff, along with like the mob drops, so I'll do that. Format. So real easy, as you can see, to switch out your formatting and change out what items are allowed to be stored where. You know, just try and keep it clean. So I've got like a chest of all the things that I build with over here. I've got a chest full of all my plants and animal and mob drops over here. And then over here I've got metals and gems. And I think I might even switch these out real quick. And I've got a few blank ones that I can now implement. So I think I might move this one here. I love how compact you can make this storage stuff. So I'm going to leave, let's see, what's this thing? This is all my like random, items and whatnot. I'm going to make a couple more of these chests. I think I could use one or two more of them. And then I'm going to start draining stuff out of all my other chests. Cool? And I'll be back in just a minute. So for the time being, what I'm going to do is have this item chest on the end here be sort of like a miscellaneous junk chest. So this guy is where everything's going to land if it doesn't know where to go. So to get things landed in there, I'm going to get rid of the MEIO port. I don't think I need that anymore. And then I might just organize things a little bit like so. All I got to do is run stuff straight up through here. Okay. And then I can get one of those import modules, import bus, to come in here. So what's going to happen is this guy's empty, so I don't have to worry about him. This guy has a ton of stuff in him, though. So let's get connected and wrench it up appropriately. Here goes nothing. Should start pulling items out of here. And remember, we want to set it to stack mode just to completely clear the chest nice and quickly. And what we should find is that it'll auto sort everything. Oh, you know what? This chest needs a storage unit in it as well as this one. Cool. So there we go. So both of these chests can accept pretty much any item. So the two on the end here are kind of like your generic, like grab everything and stick it in their chest. It'll just grab everything it can. But of course, if there's a block that can accept pre-formatted items, for example, we've got all of our, shards here from Autocraft, and we've got a bunch of Zirconium, it'll go there first. It'll only kind of put things in here if it doesn't know what to do with it. Cool? Oh yeah, very cool. So, nice. I'm pretty happy with this so far. Very cool. So I'm going to clear out all these chests, and then we'll be back in a minute. Well, it looks to me like this chest filled up with a bunch of miscellaneous junk. Yeah, I can't think of much else that I would want to sort anywhere else. Looks all to be, so well, you know what, shiny ingots could probably go into my ingots chest. So could the ironwood ingots. That's probably not a bad idea. Alright, that stuff can go into my ingots chest. Let's take care of that. Pre-formatting. Awesome. Shiny ingot and ironwood ingot are allowed in here. Did I lose that shiny ingot? Did that not stick? That's weird. Oh, it's already in there. Okay, nifty. Oh, you know what? I think I had the this thing removed for the time being. That's why I had it out. I was moving stuff in, so that's probably why items got sorted incorrectly in there. I also threw 2 more chests down. I have at least a 16K storage. Probably even use a 1K storage, because a lot of this stuff I don't need 16K storage for. See, we're not, well, this one we're using a lot of, but you know, other ones we're probably not necessarily going to be using a lot of. What's this? Charcoal? Yeah, I don't care about you too much. This guy, plenty of junk going in there. And again, yeah, I guess we are using a decent amount of storage for this, huh? Okay, cool. All right, now that we've filled up this ME chest, I presume that this thing stopped pulling items out. Okay, so I'm going to put another storage unit in here, and now we've got another miscellaneous junk chest to go. Cool. And this guy can go here. And again, stack mode. Start clearing out that chest. Now here's a neat trick I want to show you guys. You can actually take your 1K storage unit. If you shift right click on here, you get your storage cell housing back and you get your storage cell, which is pretty nice because now I can make a 16K and use that storage cell for one of these mechanics here. So I only need 8 of these instead of 9 now. So let's get 8 more. Well, there's only 6. All right, I'm going to need more of the basic processors. Let's do that many. Sounds like a good plan, right? Sure, 18. Alright, just wanted to show you that. I am almost done sorting all my inventory. And then once you've made the storage block, the thing that you usually build around the casing, you can just combine it with your empty cell housing to get your 16K storage. Nice. Alright, so this chest probably filled up. It did. And this chest is where we left off. So let's get this guy going. Cool. Just got to pop him in there, and now we've got more storage available. Awesome. Believe it or not, guys, I filled up another chest of miscellaneous junk. Mostly miscellaneous junk. That's what I do. I keep a ton of garbage laying around. But, you know, that's why we have this awesome system now. So I can kind of have as many chests of junk as I want. Awesome. So just finishing up the last couple chests here, and then we should be pretty much done. There goes nothing. Cool. Applied Energistics, you are saving me from myself. Put it in stack mode, and oh yeah, we got all these saplings and stuff. Oh, that's probably going to be a nuisance to store. They've all got different items, so it's hard to kind of get them to stack. No big deal, though. All right, welcome to Dyer's new storage room. Oh, so compact and nice looking. Like I said, could have stuck with the disk drives, but I kind of like the nature of walking up to a chest and pulling stuff out of it. So now I've got, you know, basically my first 2 chests here. We've got all kinds of gems and nifty stuff here. We've got all our metals here. We've got all our building supplies and materials here. And then over here we've got like a bunch of, you know, seeds and saplings and all kinds of awesome stuff from mob drops and whatever. And then the next 3 chests are all miscellaneous junk, so just all kinds of stuff. You know, we've got a few things in here that we could probably maybe consider sorting into some other categories, but we'll take a look at this later down the line and decide if we really want to organize any more than we already have. So the last 3 lines of chests, you know, and if I really wanted to be fancy about it, I could like bump them down in extra space, and then we'll just have to add on chests as needed. Now, it works the same way as if when it was in the disk drive, so I do have access to all my materials from right here. And I could sort however I want. I could sort by number of items. Like if I kept number of items at the top, then I'd have like probably all my most important stuff that I want a lot of access to at the top here. And of course I could just search for redstone if I want, for example, or anything like that. Hey, redstone energy cell, nice. See? So it should be a lot easier for me to maintain all my stuff. Now, I did promise you guys some auto sorting and auto crafting, didn't I? So, Autocrafting. This is another part of Applied Energistics, and for this, we're going to need the following 3 blocks to make a multi-block structure with. We're going to need an ME assembler containment wall. We're going to need a lot of these, as a matter of fact, so just keep that in mind. We're also going to need some heat vents, which are pretty important, and at least one of these guys. Where is it? The ME, what's it called? I don't know, something in here. Pattern provider. I think that's an important one. We need at least one pattern provider. Okay, that's not that big a deal. It does require some processors, though. And then we're going to need some crafting CPUs optionally. And I'll explain what all these do, but basically you build a multi-block structure to do all your auto crafting for you. And what better spot to place my multi-block than in the back corner of this room? So I'm thinking I'll have like a nice big multi-block right here in the corner. Now it can be almost any size and shape. I'm going to go with like a square, I think. The smallest you can do is 3 by 3 by 3, but I'm going to go ahead and do something along here. So let's say like 1, 2, 3, 4. What's that? 4 by 6? This should make for a really nice build, right, like so. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 across by 4 deep. That ought to look nice. Yeah, I can imagine it really cool. And that should be able to store a lot of patterns for us as a decent size. So to get started, we're going to need some of those containment walls. Those are the most important part. So stage 1 of building this is we need containment walls to represent kind of all the corners and sides, but not like the middle sides here. So basically all corners have to be ME assembly walls. So let's get this working. An assembly wall. And again, it would be really cool if I could like paste my pattern into here from NEI, but no biggie. I'm gonna go over here and get the assembly wall. So ME assembly wall. There we go. Assembler containment wall, that's what it's called. All right, I've got 10 so far, and our limiting factor at this point probably could use a few more quartz and gold. So let's just grab some gold and quartz. Oh boy, are we that low on quartz already? Oh man, better start running our mining machine downstairs. Go to town, buddy. There we go. Now we'll start getting more stuff. Awesome. All right, so got some quartz. Let's see, how many assembly containment walls does that give us? Maybe I want to start small and expand this thing later, just because I'm really kind of low on quartz, like a lot. Let's see. I put, what am I short on now? Iron? Yeah, probably. I mean, that gets us pretty close. Let's see. If I were to build a 3 by 3, which is the most basic of structures, you know, that might be a good starting point, and then we can expand this guy later. What do you guys say? Or we could go 3 by 4. That would probably be decent. I think I've got the materials to do that. Oh wow, perfect. Nice. I like it. All right, so 3 by 4 is our starting multi-block that we're going to go with. Sounds like a plan. Now I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Probably 10 of the heat sinks. So let's check that out. ME, heat sink, heat vent. All right, cool. So we're going to need some of this wiring, or whatever it's called. What's this thing called? Cable. I need 10 of these, right? And we'll get some iron bars in here just to make this work better. Oh, I'm starting to like this already. What do I need? More iron bars or more iron? Probably more iron. Grab 2 stacks for now. This is really getting cool. All right, so you have to build the outer walls. So basically all here with heat vents. Cool. Now I'm going to hold on to the last 2 and make the last components. So the last 2 things to make, we really only need one, and that is the pattern provider. This is the complex part, okay? So basically what happens when you build one of these multi-blocks is you need pattern providers. What they do is allow you to store patterns for the crafting in the multi-block structure. And each pattern provider can only hold so many patterns before it fills up. So the more pattern providers you have, the more patterns you can provide to the assembly of the crafting machine. And then, you know, you can go from there and make more and more, and you can expand this thing. So we will probably be expanding this in the future. We'll see, as needed. But, you know, eventually maybe we'll just expand it to the width of this room or something like that. But for now, the multi-block that I've got in there is probably going to suffice, at least, you know, to get some going. Let's actually do something real quick. Forgot I never closed this wall up. There, much nicer looking. Thank you. Okay, so Let's build it. So I'm just going to put 2 pattern providers in there. Now another option is the crafting CPU. And basically what happens is the crafting CPU will increase the speed at which this thing can craft. So right now the crafting CPU machine is not slow, but not super fast either. But the more CPUs we put in there, the faster it can go. So for now, let's go with 2 pattern providers. Okay, so for this, we're going to need a couple things. We're going to need a storage cell. So let's get something like that going. Do I have no more of these gold things? What are these things called again? Basic processor. Okay, yeah, I did. I just had them stored somewhere. All right, so 1, 2 of these. What am I short on now? Quartz. There we go. All right, and let's see. Crafting CPU. Pattern provider. There we go. Okay, so I need 2 of those. I'm going to need 4 conversion matrices, and I'm going to need 2 of these diamond things. So let's get some of these going. Probably going to need more of these guys, which are some silicon dust. I'll just smelt that up real quick. And meanwhile, I'll get 1 more of these. Cool. Accidentally crafted a whole mess of advanced processor assemblies, so whoops. Real easy to accidentally craft more than you intend to with that crafting table, so be careful. You've been warned. Alright, I've got way more of those than I'll ever need, but that's okay. Pattern provider, so now I just need a couple of these guys. Ta-da! Pattern providers. Nice. So let's go ahead and put this in here and in here. And these guys together, and then we should get multi-block awesomeness. Nice. So we've got 2 pages of stuff here that we can fill in with patterns. And that's because we've got 2 blocks in there. The more blocks we add, the more pages we get. Cool. Now how do we use it? In order to use it, we're going to need one of these guys, the ME pattern encoder. So let's get that going. I need 1 of you. And we're going to need the pattern encoder. And for that, we're just going to need 1 more crafting table. Cool. Pattern encoder time. Let's take a look at how this thing works. All we got to do for a pattern encoder, and we can place it anywhere, it doesn't matter where, we're going to need some blank patterns. And those are around here somewhere. ME blank pattern. That's not too bad of a recipe. Let's get a few of them. Blank pattern. Might even have the resources for a few of them. Nice. 9 works for me. Place an ME blank pattern in here, okay, and the right slot actually, and then you can build your multi-block tool. So let's say we're probably going to want some more ME blank patterns eventually. So let's get some glowstone and quartz and some iron. Glowstone, quartz, I've got some, and some iron. Cool. And some glass. Gonna need some of that. So again, the pattern for ME blank patterns was 2 glass, 3 glowstone, quartz in the middle. I think I can manage that. Okay. Nope, don't want that. You have to tell it exactly how many items you want. So right click with these guys to set the pattern like so, and then some iron across the bottom. Now if it's a vanilla crafting recipe, it'll create the blank pattern over here. So that's how we know what we're going to be crafting. So we can assign the blank pattern by clicking encode. And it turns blue, and it says this guy crafts 1 ME blank pattern if you give it some glass, some glowstone, some quartz crystal, and some iron ingots. I like it. So we can close this out, and we can place the ME encoded assembler pattern right inside the molecular assembler chamber. Cool. That was hard to say, almost. Let's get over here and hook this guy up to some cabling. I don't think it matters where you connect it, but, you know, we want it to look nice. Let's see here. We could probably do with something like this. That shouldn't hurt. That'll do. starting to like this whole ME thing. There we go. Looks fancy now. So this guy's connected, molecular assembler pattern is good to go. So if we go over to our item subsets, right now it's listing all the items that we have. It's also listing the items we can craft, but we can change that. So if we scroll down to the bottom here, we should see the very last item, because remember we're sorting by the number of items that we have. Well, we don't have any ME blank assembler patterns, but they are listed down here as optional to craft. All we got to do is click this button here and it'll change it to stored items mode. It only shows me items that I have at the moment. And then click it again, it'll show me only the items that I can craft. Cool, right? But if we leave it in all, we can still look it up here and we'll see that the blank pattern is available to us, and we can go ahead and tell it how many to craft. Now, I don't know if we have the items in here, but if we want, we could build something to keep an eye on how well it's going. That's the crafting monitor, okay? That shouldn't be too hard to make at all. Let's see, crafting monitor. Just need one of you and one of you. And some glass, which we're apparently extremely short on. Cool. All right, I need to get myself some sand. I'm going to create like an auto-crafting system to craft me plenty of sand and glass and make sure I have enough of it laying around. But, we'll do that maybe in a future episode. So what I could do is take this glowstone out of here. Do I have any glowstone laying around? Just curious. I do have a little bit. I'm going to put it in the network. Ta-da! Along with the glass. Make sure we have enough of that. And, yeah. What I needed was the crafting monitor. And that will allow us to monitor the progress of the crafting system. There we go. Crafting monitor. Cool. Where should I put this guy? Maybe right up here. That'll do. Cool. Shows you what's currently crafting, what missing materials there are, other kinds of cool stuff like that. So let's go ahead and request an ME blank pattern. I just want one, please. Well, let's do 2. Begin. And you'll see here in the crafting monitor, it might have already gone ahead and made it. Maybe not. Let's see. Did it make them already? Yep, it was just that quick. So boom, made the 2 of them. Awesome. And we can put them back in. And we're awesome. Oh, that's so cool. I like it. So maybe I want to go ahead and create just one more recipe that I know I use a lot of. All right. I'm going to do this. Oops. Right click. And then once we're done with this, guys, we're going to unfortunately have to wrap up because I think we're getting pretty close here. I always use pistons. So now I've got a piston recipe. How cool is that? Here's a neat trick, by the way. Hold shift while you're in this interface. Boom. It shows you the items that are being made. So you can see here, it shows you what your assembler patterns actually produce. How nice is that? Oh, that's awesome. So let's ask for like a stack of pistons. What do you say? So if we look at pistons here, we can say stack of 64. Begin. And we can look at the monitor here. You can see ME monitor currently crafting pistons. How cool is that? You can see what it has to do down here. And if it runs out of any materials, it'll show you down here. So you can see it crafts pretty quickly. That's why I didn't think we needed really the upgrades. But now if we take a look at pistons, we have 64 of them. Beautiful, right? I love it. Ha! Awesome. And with that, guys, I'm sorry to say we do need to wrap up. But we'll be back next episode. I think my whole storage and sorting system is pretty much good to go. I've got a nice crafting monitor here to monitor all the auto crafting that we're doing with the multi-block we built. I didn't like the way disk drives work. Just playing with it for a few minutes, I was like, I still like the ability to just walk up and grab whatever I need. So that's what I did, is I replaced all the chests in here, and we're going to stick with that. But of course, if I'm ever looking for anything in a quick rush as I'm crafting something, I've got my ME terminal right here. And if I want to manually craft something using the materials in my system, I can use it in the crafting terminal, which I showed you guys. So we've got all kinds of nifty blocks box. I think that about covers it. There's a few more things, nothing too major though, but there are a few minor things that I didn't get to yet with Applied Energistics, but we'll probably use in future complex builds. So for now, Direwolf20 signing off on episode 69. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back next time in episode 70 with another world download, another build to get started on, and oh boy, it's dark out. Not good. I think my bees over here are doing a pretty good job of maintaining what they're trying to do. Right? Bees behaving? Everything's good? Yeah, everything's good. But maybe I want to see if I can automate a little bit some of the emerald drone production of emeralds. Oh boy, we're running out of space. We're going to need more storage. Yeah, that's about right. Maybe we'll use Applied Energistics to store some of this stuff. Wouldn't be a bad idea. All right, so like I said, Direwolf20 signing off, and I'll catch up with you guys next episode. All right, take it easy.